A castrated male and one made a eunuch shall not enter the assembly of the Lord. One from a prostitute shall not enter the assembly of the Lord. No Ammonite or Moabite shall enter into the assembly of the Lord. Even to the 10th generation, he shall not enter into the assembly of the Lord, even forever, due to the fact that they did not meet you with bread and water on the way when you were coming out of Egypt, and because they hired against you Balaam son of Beor from Mesopotamia to curse you. And the Lord your God did not want to listen to Balaam, and the Lord your God turned the curses into blessings, because the Lord your God loved you. You shall not address things of peace to them, and things of profit to them all your days, forever. You shall not abhor an Idumean, for he is your brother. You shall not abhor an Egyptian, because you were a resident alien in his land. If sons are born to them in the 3rd generation, they shall enter into the assembly of the Lord. Now if you go out to encamp against your enemies, you shall guard against any evil thing. If there is a person among you who is not clean from his flow at night, he shall go outside the camp, and he shall not enter into the camp. And it shall be at evening that he shall wash his body with water, and when the sun has set, he shall enter into the camp. And you shall have a place outside the camp, and you shall go there outside. On your belt you shall have a pin, and it shall be, when you sit down apart outside, that you shall dig a hole with it, and then, returning the earth, you shall cover up your disgrace with it. Because the Lord your God walks about in your camp, to deliver you and to hand over your enemy before you, and your camp shall be holy. And there shall not be seen a disgrace of a matter among you, and he shall turn away from you. You shall not hand over to an owner a servant who has been added to you from his owner. He shall reside with you, among you he shall live, in every place wherever he may please. You shall not oppress him. There shall not be a prostitute among the daughters of Israel. There shall not be one that practices prostitution among the sons of Israel. There shall not be an initiate among the daughters of Israel, and there shall not be anyone initiated among the sons of Israel. You shall not bring the fee of a prostitute, or the exchange for a dog, into the house of the Lord your God for any vow, for it is an abomination to the Lord your God, in fact both. You shall not charge interest to your brother, interest on money, and interest on provisions, and interest on anything that may be lent. To a stranger you shall charge interest, but to your brother you shall not charge interest, so that the Lord your God may bless you in all your works in the land into which you are entering there to inherit it. Now if you vow a vow to the Lord your God, you shall not delay to pay it, for the Lord your God, when he requires, will require it of you, and it will be a sin with you. But if you do not want to vow, it will not be a sin to you. The things that proceed from your lips you shall guard, and you shall do as you have vowed a gift to the Lord your God, which you said with your mouth. Now if you go into your neighbor's standing grain, then you shall collect ears with your hand, and you shall not cast a sickle on your neighbor's standing grain. And if you go into your neighbor's vineyard, you shall eat grapes, as much as to fill your soul, but you shall not put any in a container. Now if anyone takes a wife and lives with her, and it shall be, if she does not find favor before him, because he found a shameful thing in her, then he shall write her a bill of divorce, and shall give it into her hands, and shall send her out of his house. And if having gone out, she becomes another man's, and the last man hates her, then he will write her a bill of divorce, and give it in her hands, and send her out of his house. Or if the last man who took her for himself as wife dies, the former man who sent her away shall not be able, having returned, to take her for himself as his wife, after she has been defiled. For it is an abomination before the Lord your God. And you shall not defile the land that the Lord your God is giving you as an allotment. But if anyone should have taken a wife recently, he shall not go out to war, and he shall not be charged with any matter. He shall be innocent in his house 1 year. He shall make joyful his wife whom he has taken. No one shall take a mill or the upper millstone in pledge, for this one is taking a soul in pledge. And if a person is caught stealing a soul from his brothers, the sons of Israel, and having overpowered him, he be sold, that thief shall die. And you shall remove the evil one from yourselves. Guard yourself against the attack of leprosy. You shall be very watchful to do according to all the law, whatever the priests, the Levites, may announce to you. As I have commanded you, be watchful to perform. Remember what the Lord God did to Miriam on the way, when you were coming out of Egypt. Now if there is a debt with your neighbor, a debt of any kind, you shall not go into his house to take the pledge. You shall stand outside, and the person from whom your debt is due shall bring the pledge to you outside. If the person is poor, you shall not sleep in his pledge. By giving back you shall give his pledge back by sunset, and he shall sleep in his garment and bless you, and to you shall be mercy before the Lord your God. You shall not unjustly withhold the wages of a needy and indigent person from your brothers, or from the guests in your cities. You shall pay his wages daily. The sun shall not set upon it, because he is needy, and on it he has his hope. And he shall not cry to the Lord against you, and it shall be sin for you. Fathers shall not die for their children, and sons shall not be put to death for fathers. Each one shall die for his own sin. You shall not divert the justice of a guest, and an orphan and a widow. And you shall not take a widow's garment in pledge. You shall remember that you were a domestic in the land of Egypt, and the Lord your God redeemed you from there. On account of this, I command you to do this thing. Now if you harvest a harvest in your field, and forget a sheaf in your field, you shall not return to take it. It shall be for the guest, and the orphan, and the widow, so that the Lord your God may bless you in all the works of your hands. And if you gather olives, you shall not return to glean what is behind you. It shall be for the guest, and the orphan, and the widow. And you shall remember that you were a domestic in the land of Egypt. On account of this, I command you to do this thing. And if you harvest your vineyard, you shall not reharvest it for things behind you. It shall be for the guest, and the orphan, and the widow. And you shall remember that you were a domestic in the land of Egypt. On account of this, I command you to do this thing. Now if a dispute occurs between people, and they enter into litigation, and they judge and justify the righteous one, and condemn the impious, then it shall be, if the impious is worthy of lashes, that you shall make him sit down before the judges, and they shall beat him in their presence according to his impiety. They shall beat him with the number 40. They shall not add, but if they add to beat him more, beyond these lashes, your brother will be shamed before you. You shall not muzzle a threshing ox. Now if brothers reside together, and one of them dies, and there is no offspring to him, the wife of the deceased shall not be outside, for a man not close. Her husband's brother shall go into her, and shall take her for himself as wife, and shall live with her. And it shall be that the child that she might bear shall be established from the name of the deceased, and his name shall not be blotted out from Israel. But if the man does not wish to take his brother's wife, then the woman shall go up to the gate to the council of elders and say, My husband's brother does not want to perpetuate his brother's name in Israel. My husband's brother has been unwilling. And the council of elders of his city shall summon him and speak to him, and while standing he should say, I do not wish to take her. And his brother's wife, having approached him in the presence of the elders, shall also loosen his sandal, the one from his foot, and shall spit in his face, and while answering shall say, Thus shall they do to the man who will not build up his brother's house. And throughout Israel his name shall be called, the house of him whose sandal has been pulled off. Now if men get into a fight together, a man with his brother, and the wife of one of them comes in to rescue her husband from the hand of the one who strikes him, and extending her hand, should seize his twins, you shall cut off her hand. Your eye shall not be sparing toward her. There shall not be in your bag weight and weight, large or small. There shall not be in your house measure and measure, large or small. You shall have only a true and just weight, and you shall have only a true and just measure, so that you may be long-lived in the land that the Lord your God is giving you as an allotment. For every one who does these things, every one who acts unjustly, is an abomination to the Lord. Remember what Amalek did to you on the way, when you were coming out of the land of Egypt, how he withstood you on the way and cut off your tail, all those who lagged behind you. But you were hungry and weary, and he did not fear God. And it shall be, when the Lord your God gives you rest from all your enemies who surround you, in the land that the Lord your God is giving you as an allotment to inherit, You shall blot out the name of Amalek from under the sky, and you shall not forget. And it shall be, if you come into the land that the Lord your God is giving you as an allotment, and you take possession of it and live in it, that you shall take from the first fruit of the fruits of your land that the Lord your God is giving you, and put in a basket and go to the place that the Lord your God may choose for his name to be called there. And you shall go to the priest who shall be in those days and say to him, Today I declare to the Lord my God that I have come into the land that the Lord swore to our fathers to give us. And the priest shall take the basket from your hands, and set it down before the altar of the Lord your God. And in reply you shall say before the Lord your God, My ancestor abandoned Syria, and went down into Egypt, and sojourned there, few in number, and there he became a nation great and numerous, many and great. And the Egyptians did us ill, and humbled us, and imposed hard work on us. And we cried to the Lord, the God of our fathers. And the Lord listened to our voice, and saw our humiliation, and our toil, and our oppression. And the Lord brought us out of Egypt, with great strength, and with a strong hand, and a high arm, and with great spectacles, and with signs, and with wonders. And he brought us into this place, and gave us this land, a land flowing with milk and honey. And now look, I have brought the first fruit of the produce of the land that you, O Lord, have given me, a land flowing with milk and honey. And you shall leave them before the Lord your God, and do obeisance before the Lord your God. And you shall rejoice in all the goods that the Lord your God gave to you, and to your house, and to the Levite, and the guest who is among you. Now if you finish paying all the tithe of your produce in the 3rd year, you shall give the 2nd tithe to the Levite, and the guest, and the orphan, and the widow, and they shall eat within your cities and be filled. And you shall say before the Lord your God, I have cleansed the sacred portions from my house, and I gave them to the Levite, and the guest, and the orphan, and the widow, in accordance with all the commandments that you commanded me. I have not transgressed your commandment, nor have I forgotten, and I have not eaten from them in my grief. I have not enjoyed the fruits from them for something unclean. I have not given any of them to the dead. I have obeyed the voice of the Lord my God. I did just as you commanded me. Look down from your holy house, from the sky, and bless your people Israel, and the land that you gave them, as you swore to our fathers to give us, a land flowing with milk and honey. This very day the Lord your God is commanding you to do all these statutes and judgments, and you shall keep and do them, with the whole of your heart, and with the whole of your soul. Today you have chosen God to be your God, and to walk in his ways, and to keep his statutes, and his judgments, and to obey his voice. Today also the Lord has chosen you to be his exceptional people, as he said, to keep all his commandments, and that you be high above all nations, as he has made you renowned and a boast and glorified, that you be a people holy to the Lord your God, as he spoke.